Hello good people, this is Sam here at She Does the Most, and today I am here with a plan with me brought to you by the Dollar Tree. I have my spooky glow-in-the-dark Dollar Tree nails, and I picked out this anatomically correct heart candle from the Dollar Tree Plus section. I definitely need to be careful because I poured hot wax over my hand, but I'm trying to tilt it to the side to show you what it looks like from the side instead of the top because it's a little bit more impressive that way. And I am breaking out my holiday planner. I moved into this planner a couple of weeks ago. I will link the video in the cards above if you want to see how I put this all together. Update on my bucket list, I completed absolutely nothing, but the fall is still young. And so I am going to pull out my inserts for my monthly spread for the month of October. I'm going to be working outside of my planner because it is a little bulky with my decor on the front, but let's get into it. Here I am with these inserts that I created myself, and I am gonna get fancy with some number stickers, but before I pull those out, I'm going to show you the rub-on transfers. I love this. This is giving full Halloween spooky vibes to me. This is how I like to think about Halloween. A little eerie, a little avant-garde. It doesn't have to be full on Freddy Krueger, even though I have my little bat friend from Dollar Tree as well on the side. But I am pulling out these date covers. These date covers are by Blush Bow Boutique Co. And I did not purchase these. I actually got them as swag in a planner event that I went to. So speaking of Dollar Tree stickers, I did pick out this pack, and I know you're just like, oh my god, what is going on? It is full on Halloween. But if I just pull out a few bat elements, especially the silver and the black ones, it will all go together because I don't want this to be full on pumpkin orange October. And so these date covers do come in a silver, a gold, and a rose gold. I picked out the silver because I felt like it would go really well with this. I completely spaced on the first day of October, so I had to use my computer to see that it started on Tuesday. And I am actually going to fill out all these dates on camera because you don't need to see me painstakingly pulling each one of these numbers off and placing them. So now we are back, and these silver date covers look really good. They're showing up really dark on camera. They look close to black, and it appears that they are going to go together wonderfully. So if you have never used rub-on transfers, especially one from the Dollar Tree before, I'm going to slowly go through applying this first little portion, but I am going to speed up segments where I lay down other portions of the rub-on transfer just because it can be long and tedious with the scraping. But if you've never seen it before, I do want to be able to show it to you here. Now, be very careful when placing your hand on the back. I've used other rub-on transfers and even this one as well, and it's never been as sticky. This one is really, really sticky, and just by touching that B, I lifted up some of the ink on this transfer. So while I continue with this plan with me, I will be very careful as to where I place my fingers just so that this doesn't happen again. I'm also laying down an empty sticker pack because I got a lot of black marks on my desk from rubbing, and it's really the ink from my printer on these inserts that are transferring. So I'm trying to remember to lay down something underneath it because I am always prepared. I completely could not find my scraper that came with my silhouette that I usually use. So I found this business card from Aztec Painting. If you guys are in the Georgia area, this is not sponsored, but they did an awesome job painting our back deck. And then they also did some drywall for us in our half bath. So they are an awesome company if you need those services. But this card is like cardboard. It's really soft. It's like paper, so it was not scraping well. So I had to run off and find something else. This is one of those bin labels from the Dollar Tree. So this is tough plastic and it worked a lot better. I know everyone is going to want to say, where is your popsicle stick? But I do not have one. And so I am using this to the best of my ability. And you just want to scrape it against all of the surface that has ink and then peel up that transfer paper on top. You can of course use your nails like I am doing for little small intricate detail pieces that are not stuck down. And then it peels right up. And this is what I have as my first section. So I am going to go through and cut out the second side to be able to use it on the other side of October. Like I explained, I'm just going to speed through this as I cut it out and apply. And of course, I rub. And the top of this section is complete. So I am going back to my transfer to cut out the sections that they have on the bottom to use next to the 2024. I have the most amount of decorative space on the top of my pages, so that's where I'm going to put a lot more of the rub-on transfer. But as you can see, there's not a ton of this leaf detail, and so I am cutting out this section to be able to reserve it for the bottom, just so that my page isn't looking too lopsided. So here I'm trying to figure out how I am going to orient this. I feel like it's really cute, looking like it's coming from that portion of the page. And so I'm applying this to the left-hand side. It does cover up a little bit of my 4 on the date, but that's perfectly fine. I know what date that is. And then I am applying this section. So of course, rub on both sides. Peel off the transfer tape that's on top, and then we are good to go. So I am placing these down here on the bottom, trying to create a little bit of balance. So I'm putting one on each side. Little update on my candle. So I looked over and gasped as my candle started bleeding. I feel like this is the coolest feature ever. So I have one stream of wax, and that candle was just worth every penny. I am super excited about it. It also came in a variety with a lung and then I think a brain. Look how I am out here risking it all, guys, for you. Having this candle burning next to all of this paper product because I have a goal of getting monetized this year. So if you would please help me out by hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel, it would be very, very much appreciated. Now I am thinking if I should add some more decorative elements, and I do like to fill in portions of the calendar that do not have dates. So at the top left and also the bottom right. So I'm cutting out this flower to really lay it down in that section in the bottom where I don't have a lot of where I don't need to document anything. So under the 25 and under the 26. So I'm going to put this larger flower there, rub, and peel the transfer. And then those two little leaves, I'm going to put them over on the left side, just so that it isn't too plain. So after this, I am going to go on to my after the pen section because I can always add a couple of more elements after I have written on the calendar and I know where I have space and where I don't. So I was trying to decide if I was going to go in with some more pieces, but I was like, I can always add some more at the end. I'm going to take you through a couple of my plans that I am documenting. I do have a post-it note off on the side with everything that I have for October. I usually try to write them in chronologically, but it doesn't always happen. So on the 1st, I needed to take my girl's pawpaw to get his shoulder replaced. We were there all day and almost missed picking up Olive from school. But his shoulder has been replaced and he is well on his way to recovery. On the 2nd, Olive and G have their picture day at school. And on the 3rd, Delilah has her very first picture day ever. She is in preschool. She's in the 18 to 24 month class, despite the fact that she is older than 24 months, but that is a story for another day. On the 4th, I have a flight out to Maryland. We are a part of a small wedding at a wine vineyard, Delilah and I. So we fly out that day to return the next week. I do end up going back and writing that G has a class trip that day. On the 5th, we have a rehearsal that is at 4 p.m. at the wedding location, and the wedding is on the 6th. It is later in the evening, but we have to arrive at 5:30 p.m. to the bridal suite. So on the 14th, there is no school. I have a parent-teacher conference for Olive at 8:30 in the morning. And then also at 10:30, I have a doctor's appointment. And we, after I filmed this, ended up having to have an agency visit that day. So it is a busy, busy day. I did notice that the camera kept going in and out of focus. I'm not sure why. It's not doing it here when I'm writing it. It's kind of unavoidable, but I do apologize. So going back to the 12th, we have our recert home visit at 9 a.m. For those of you that don't know, we are foster parents, and so we have our big 5-year recertification. On the 9th of October, we fly back home from Philadelphia. So we are flying into Maryland, doing all the wedding things. After the wedding, leaving to Philly to visit my BFF and her new little baby. On the 10th, right after we come back, there is a school movie night at 6 p.m. There is no rest for the weary. On the 15th of October, I have G's parent-teacher conference at 10 a.m. So this is when I go back to document the school trip. At this point, I'm looking at what I have written down on the Post-it note, and in my head, it does not mesh. I did a lot of fundraising for Olive's school, and we pick up the cookies. I had it documented as the 11th, but in my head, I thought it was the 17th, so I needed to check my email, and it is. I pick up the cookies between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. The next week, we actually go on a fall mountain vacation, and this is an impromptu weekend getaway. And believe me, we are not the impromptu weekend getaway kind of people, but we were offered a stay free of charge at a cabin in the mountains a couple of hours away from where we live. So I was not going to turn that down. So I'm actually super, super excited to go. We plan on doing a bunch of fall photo shoots. There are some pictures that I need to take, like doing a violin photo shoot with my daughter. So we're just going to be up there relaxing and taking pictures. Going back up to the previous week, that is conference week, which means all 3 kids get out of school early. So that is early release. And that does not include Monday because technically there's no school for children, but there are for teachers. So I am bringing out this holiday sticker pack from the Dollar Tree that I absolutely love, and I wish I had picked up 2 copies, but I didn't want to be greedy, and also I felt like Dollar Tree might come out with something different in the future, so I just picked up one, but I am slowly regretting it in my soul to document that there is Halloween. This is my one little pop of orange because it came in orange, okay? So I used it. Now I am going to my bat stickers. These are a little puffy, but I'm okay with it, and I don't plan on using too many of them. And I am scattering around the black and white as well as the black and silver bats using the small one. I do go through and add a little bit of the boos that have a tiny peekaboo of orange. And then one more candle update. Careful not to spill wax on myself again, but I'm getting a couple different blood droplets down my candle. Love, love, love. Even my daughter came home and was absolutely obsessed with the candle. She thought that it was great. So I was going to do like a marathon video just going through and decorating a whole bunch of spreads for Halloween, but I'm not exactly sure that it would do well for me to put out like a 50-minute, hour-long video, so I'm going to end it here, and you can see the rest of my spreads in the next one. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching.